We've heard there's a firm that registers companies at this one address, thousands of them, so we want to see what that looks like.
Discover the booming business that profits from guilt by mugshot.
Get an inside look at how the rich are hiding their money.
Solo queremos hacerle una pregunta.
Stop this filming, please. What's going on here?
We are journalists. Is there a problem with the hallway?
Can you call security for it?
On the next America Reframed. From Spanish Harlem, a brand new sound that reflects the melting pot of New York City.
Merit-based immigration sounds like a wonderful recipe for people who think that our country's getting a little too brown or is losing our so-called Christian values.
It's time to talk about feminists.
Feminism.
The F word.
What was the logic here? How was luring rich people in with massive tax breaks supposed to help the people of Puerto Rico? What do you think about Trump's deploy or get out policy? Is it discrimination? Leave us your comments.
I just wanted to make my own dream district.
Let's pick up some in the Tampa area and then go over into Orlando and down into Osceola.
Yeah, Orlando, definitely Orlando, because that's
Down into
all Puerto
Osceola
Ricans.
County. Yep,
Those are
you got
my
it.
people.
Are you Puerto Rican?
I am.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
You're in good shape.
This is easy.
Paint by number politics.
Need to move back, because that's where we're at right now. So,
All the way down.
They're not leaving until someone actually comes to take them out.
Until recently, I had fear of flying, so. An intrepid journey to parts of Puerto Rico you've never seen. To find a tiny frog with a big voice. The coqui. Will the frog make it? Will I?
I had never met a female truck driver until today, and now to be graced with all of your presence is very nice. Why did you all decide to go into trucking, knowing that, I mean, it's a tough industry to go into because of the fact that it is a male-dominated industry and it could be unsafe?
Tuesday, I didn't know any of that. I just went in it because that's what I wanted to do.
Well, this is just within a few months' time.
Exactly.
And now you've already had several men saying things and doing things that were inappropriate.
That is correct.
And each time you tried to call the company and to complain, and what happened?
Those 3 times that the situation happened, they'll take me off the truck.
An email from an HR employee in 2014 provided insight into how the company handles these cases.
This is for his protection so that similar charges do not surface again. And it is also for CRST's protection. Wait, for his protection? For the company's protection? What about for the woman's protection?
Right, she's not even someone that they're considering in that equation. In the Jane Doe 1 case, eventually she just had to leave the company, and they sent her a bill for $8,000.
So she couldn't finish her training because she was raped, and then she has to foot the bill?
Yeah.
Do you know Joseph Caramano?
Joseph?
Joseph Caramano. He says that you sexually abused him as a teenage boy in Staten Island.
Don't know.
You don't know him? He's not the only one.
Our first greeting will be Joseph Caramano.
It's called you by name.
There's no possible way that he could forget who I was. The only thing that would make sense to me is if I was just another kid that he touched. That's the only thing I can think of.
As Dolan greeted parishioners, he appeared to be in good spirits. That began to change once we asked him about Father Paddock.
The Archdiocese has known about sex abuse claims against Father Paddock for 7 years now, and I was wondering, why is he still in active ministry
Because it
working
was
with
investigated
children?
and he was found to be innocent.
But there have been
So-
multiple allegations. Are you willing to...
Are you willing to hang a priest because of the press conference, or do you want it to be
there have
investigated?
been multiple allegations. Are
Being investigated, so drop it.
Are you...
The dirty little secret is that the U.S. is the 3rd largest tax haven in the world.
How much of this real estate was bought by foreign investors using entities like LLCs?
I would probably venture to guess at least 60% would be bought with LLCs or corporations rather than buying as an individual.
The Panama Papers reveal just how easy it is to hide money in secret offshore companies.
So here's this email from one of the former partners. It's in Spanish, but if you look what it says, it reads, 95% of our clients come to us to hide their money.
Senator McConnell, do you think it's dangerous for them to continue pushing this idea that there was widespread voter fraud when we know there wasn't? It's a yes or no question.
Ready or not, preparations for the next Trump administration are underway. And it's not just Trump's cabinet choices that have Washington abuzz. Trump's picking up a new so-called department, too.
You obviously, you've had to deal with a lot of street gangs.
Right.
So then if you hear people saying, oh, there's gangs within the sheriff's department,
I
then...
say where? Show me.
Oh, yeah?
This is what some would call trickle-down economics. Use tax breaks to save the rich money and hope they'll stimulate the economy and create jobs.
But is that capital actually like getting into the population and to the people?
What do you want them to do? Empty their pockets and throw it out in the street like it's a strip club? No. What happens is they make businesses, they hire services for their homes and for their properties, and they pay restaurants and waiters and they tip well. So it's like, you know,
are those good jobs?
Those are the jobs that these people were having when we came here, right?
Teníamos un banco, teníamos un hospital, teníamos una cancha bajo techo de baloncesto.
Las cosas que tiene una comunidad.
Todo eso nos lo han quitado.
Poco a poco.
Poquito a poquito.
¿Y esta estrella, de dónde salió esto?
Pues esto es de un inversionista de ley 2022, al igual que todo, ¿verdad? Lo que está a nuestro alrededor. Como dijo la compañera, ¿la estrella de qué, compañera?
La estrella del desplazamiento.
I don't see how anyone can just ignore a child's safety like that. I was 5. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't say anything, but they chose not to do anything about it.
When you found out that they didn't protect you, that they didn't speak out, how did you feel about that?
I was, to say the least, horrified.
I'm your host, Natasha Del Toro. I'm an investigative journalist, and I've worked on a lot of stories about crime, corruption, and abuses of power. But when I heard this one, there was just something about it that really disturbed me. And I think the reason is because what happened to Maria and the other women that you're about to meet could have easily happened to me. It could happen to any of us. It was around 10 o'clock on a Friday night in Phoenix, Arizona, October 2015. Gianna Anderson was driving home from the pharmacy when she saw red and blue lights were flashing in the rearview mirror. It took her a moment to realize the car the cop was pulling over was hers. Ugh, that's never a good feeling. So she put on her blinker and pulled over.
Should the state of Florida pass heat protections for outdoor workers?
Here's my thought on that, because I do a lot of research on climate change and other factors. My knowledge base says no, that things have not changed that dramatically, like the news media wants you to believe, that we're going through a cataclysmic temperature increase.
Even if there was the hottest day recorded on planet Earth was just the other day. I mean, and that we know is just a fact.
I think it's overblown.
Entonces, la idea de él irse a la Florida fue para poder comprar medicina para su hijo.
No importaba las horas extra que tuviera que hacer, pero si mi hijo necesitaba un medicamento, él buscaba la manera de dárselo.
The one woman, she didn't think he was guilty, or she just wasn't convinced because she said that nobody was able to identify him.
Right, because they all had ski masks or they had bandanas on.
Nobody was able to identify him except for the co-conspirator. How does that make you feel about non-unanimous jury convictions? Does that become problematic for you if there's one person or more than one person on the jury that doesn't feel like their voice is being heard, especially someone of color?
I don't think it's that their voice isn't heard. I just think that there were more people that thought he was guilty.
One of the reasons why she thought, that you were guilty was because you were looking at the jury and you were making eye contact with the jury.
The only thing that I was doing at that time was what I was asked to do by my attorney. He said, always give the jury eye contact. So if she based her decision on the way that I look, what does that say about the type of world that we live in? A look. Now, you blow me with that one. That don't even sit well,